What's the exciting, saucy episode today?
Conventions.
Oh shit!
So
nowadays it's like $20 to $30 at least minimum.
why are you paying money to spend money?
Because there are some conventions like either at Suntec or Expo completely free. Then why are the big cons that you need to pay?
Welcome to another episode of Unpaid Nerds podcast. Today we have
Zheng from Unpaid Nerds.
and I am Joel, also known as Greatest J Chan.
What's the exciting, saucy episode today?
Conventions.
Oh shit!
So much things to talk about.
Oh,
conventions.
shit.
I can hear some of you guys hitting the keyboard already, man. Today we're focusing on like anime conventions. But first we're going to talk about convention fatigue. Do you have convention fatigue?
Wow, I do I think I do have convention fatigue. This is like a backstory lah. We started Unpaid Nerds like back in last year August or so. So it's actually like 1 year anniversary kind of.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
just
true,
passed.
yeah.
Yeah. And when we did that, we really went to every single convention we could to like do content and create videos, do interviews and everything. We try everything lah.
Almost every weekend, yes.
Yeah, we went to every and I think I feel the fatigue. One thing to say is like it feels like every other convention is almost the same. Not every convention is the same, but most of them feels like I'm seeing the same things. Like in general, I'm overgeneralizing a bit, but I'm really not that excited anymore. There's nothing that excites me to go like certain conventions. Yeah.
Like when you first go to conventions, you feel
Correct.
like, whoa, this is a party,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Actually, like at least half a year, or even this year, in early this year, it's still quite exciting. Like, wow, shit! I can't wait to like check out some stuff. Can't wait to buy some, buy some posters, like all these that we bought. Yeah, and
So much.
yeah, quite exciting at first. But now it's just like, wow, it's the same thing. Then like I don't know, and then I still gotta pay like. And the prices are getting a bit more expensive.
Okay, we'll talk about prices in a bit.
Oh,
We'll talk
shit.
about prices
Okay,
in a bit.
okay,
Okay. I think there's a lot of different conventions as well, a lot of different anime conventions specifically.
Yeah.
We have conventions that are smaller scale, maybe 3-4 alleys worth of creators. We have conventions that are like 2 halls to 3 halls worth of space.
The big ones.
Is there any like difference for you?
I feel like the smaller cons always feel a bit more like community centric lah.
Okay.
Like it's a lot more like artists get together, artists trying to display their artworks. Then you want to support artists, you can go to those. I feel like you should go to those if you want to support artists, look at their artworks. But then the big ones are more or less like if you want to support the cosplayers, I think also like cosplayers have a lot of booths in the big ones specifically, and also bigger conventions tend to have like of course like the studios come in or like animators, they will come in to talk. Sometimes they even have all those like live music lah. So I think it's a very different vibe depending on what you're looking for. Of course the big ones also have like small artists lah, but of course I think they are more catered to
General audience.
Yeah, like
General audience,
you want to, there's like a specific anime they're showing a new season, then maybe they might do like some highlights, that kind of thing. Or like booth from Kotobukiya, they might have a booth there, that kind of thing. Yeah, but smaller cons you don't see this kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you're right about this perspective. Like the bigger conventions, they have the capability to bring people from overseas to Singapore.
They got a budget.
People from Japan to Singapore, artists and stuff. Some of them have concerts on the side, things like that, right? And you get to see the brands face to face, and you get to see the animators also.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very interesting experience and a very like a bit more out of Singapore kind of experience.
Yeah, it feels a bit more like, maybe I'm going to Tokyo for like the Tokyo Anime.
Yeah, you guys for something like But when I guess when you go to like smaller conventions, you get a really good feel of the homegrown anime scene.
Yeah.
Perhaps like you get cosplayers that are more local.
Yeah, correct.
Because maybe the overseas cosplayers feel like, okay, maybe this convention is not for me because there's a lot of cost for me to come over and then set up a booth, and then if the traffic is not high enough, I may not be able to cover the cost.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's why maybe your smaller conventions, you get to see more like localized audience.
Before we continue on to the episode, this space is brought to you by SimplyStorage. SimplyStorage is a storage hub located at Mata MRT station where you can store all your anime figurines and collectibles. Even if you want to hang out, make a space here to display your toys, that's also possible. DM us for more information. Spaces here are limited. Let's continue to the episode.
Do you feel like there's any competition going on? Or like
wow, this one quite juicy, right? I feel like obviously there's a lot of competition going on, man. Like in my opinion, like there's so many conventions and everyone just trying to grab a piece of this pie. But this pie, right, is like it's the same people. It's just us, like us going, right? There's very little new. Mainly, everyone who's going to this con is probably going to that con, and is probably going to that con or like every other con.
Some weekends there are 2 cons going on at the
it's
same
quite
time.
painful. It's
And
quite
then,
painful when they are doing it on the same weekends.
right, and then sometimes you love anime, you love hobby at the same time. A TCG,
Exactly.
one goes on in the same weekend. You have to
Yeah.
decide which one to go.
I feel like I want to complain, but at the same time, I also don't want to complain because like okay, I'm given choices, so it's like a good thing lah. I'm not taking it for granted lah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I get to choose, right? But then it's like wow, I have to pay for every 3 cons. It's kind of crazy every weekend or every other week. I feel like there's a bit oversaturation happening right now. It's like maybe really too many going on.
If you had the funds, you would probably want to
Like,
go
go
for
to everyone,
all.
yeah.
But sometimes we are short on time or we're short on funds.
Yes.
Then you have to choose which one to go to. Especially if you're students, I don't think you want to go for all of them. You have to choose which one.
Yeah,
you want
exactly.
To go to.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 of the maybe more affordable ones, which like nowadays also not that affordable.
We are gonna approach the topic right now. Since you brought us
ticket
in.
prices.
Since you brought us in, let's go,
man.
Let's go. So, what are ticket prices like? Maybe I can hear from you.
Well, last time I remember there were cons. Okay, there are obviously free cons, right?
Yeah,
and then some of the cons used to go for like $10. Like even the toy cons or like can I name names? I can't name names, but yeah, some of the cons are like $10 to $15. Nowadays it's like $20 to $30 at least minimum. But
We can go above $30 as well.
yes, but wow, $30 is kind of I don't know, man. I feel like it depends on what they can bring in, right? But imagine if there's like every other con in a month, then like every con is $30. Kind of crazy, man.
Okay,
And,
when they say $30, right?
yeah.
The first thing that comes to my mind is like, wait a minute, I can buy a figure with that money.
Of course, it's figurines, bruh.
Bro,
Of course, it's
I
figurines.
can buy something with that money.
Yeah, of course. Or figurine and a poster probably.
Yeah.
No, I just think like it's getting a bit more expensive lah. And if got so many cons, then it's gonna be a lot more expensive. And if you're an adult, then okay, maybe you have the spending power. It's still okay to you. But I think a lot of our people who love this kind of stuff might be a younger audience. Might be I feel like might be a bit hard for them to keep up. Right, and then you go to the cons. Obviously, you wanna buy stuff also,
Right.
and you're gonna be spending even more money. So
Let's say
what's the
you
balance?
pay for the convention $30. You want to buy posters, maybe like $3 for $50.
Right, like from the bigger
Art creators. Then you're gonna spend about $80 already.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get food. You're gonna get
Yeah, because lunch the whole day.
You're gonna spend $100.
$100, man.
Yeah. So I think that's like a ballpark figure. Like maybe some people don't spend that, but
Correct.
it's just an idea of like maybe that's how much we're spending. Like
I think on average
convention.
let's say you're buying like 3 posters on average, $100.
Just now you mentioned that some depends on what they're bringing in.
Correct.
You feel like the prices are worth
The
it.
value, yeah.
The value is there.
Yeah.
So what are the things that they are bringing in that you think is worth it?
Okay, I feel like I would enjoy if they do bring in like the big conventions, when they do bring in like animators. That's like the coolest thing lah.
I think like sometimes like you see like you see a very iconic you hear a very iconic voice, for example, in an anime.
Oh yes.
Then you search the voice actor. Then you realize, oh my god,
that is the
he voices
for this,
other
for this.
stuff.
You're freaking like 10 other anime characters that you never realized he was.
Yeah, and if they bring that guy down, and you feel like actually maybe it's
maybe you can check it out.
Because right now I think the anime scene or the anime culture, people are going a little bit deeper to see what goes behind the scenes now.
Yeah.
I don't think that was what was in the past. Like in the past, people really just
want to buy merch,
enjoy it for what it is, and they don't really look past like, oh, these are the voices, these are the directors behind it, these are the music people behind it.
People care a lot more now lah.
People care a lot more now,
which is not a bad thing.
It's very good. I think.
It's a good thing.
I think it brings light into certain industries.
Yeah.
Specifically, like
it
voice
also
acting,
helps
music.
support the actual like creators,
Correct.
actors, all that.
Yeah,
Only the big cons has the power to do this,
Perhaps,
right? Most of the time. Sometimes we see like the idols.
This is the business side of things.
But then that means like the bigger cons always wins lah.
Like we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
different flavor. Different flavor.
Is there a balance there? You think like there should be a balance? Should there be like this month is like community-centric conventions only. Then next month is like okay, go for the big one.
Actually, like you get to see there's a pattern already. Like the November, December conventions are the big ones.
Right. Yes, of course.
Everything else spread in between, right?
Yeah.
It's more community-centric.
Okay lah, yeah, that's
we
fair.
We do see a pattern there.
Yeah. That's fair also. Like when there's a good spacing where the big one is coming up, but you can go to the small one to enjoy
Yes.
the small one first before you go to the big one.
Right.
Yeah.
What about value for the tickets that are between $10 to $20?
I think actually I don't mind paying like 10 to 15. I feel like it's the sweet spot. Let's say you don't have a lot of like big brands or anything. $10 to $15 is like affordable. I'm happy to support the convention, to support the culture. Like thanks for bringing everyone together. I'm happy to give you like $10 to enjoy what's inside.
Yeah,
you know, yeah. But when it goes past a bit more, then I feel like wow, it's a bit. I can feel the pinch lah when it's like 30 plus, and then that's excluding tax or whatever GST, right?
The bigger conventions in the past, I think, should we talk about the early 2000s? Is that too unfair?
I think it's a good comparison also lah.
Or the 2010s, maybe the 2010s.
Yeah.
You probably pay about $10 to $20 for like a ticket to go to a big one.
Yeah, I
Like,
forgot about those days, man.
End of year ones, big ones.
Yeah.
But I do not remember if they bring artists or they bring voice actors. But I do remember that it was very fun.
Like the booths were enjoyable by itself. You don't even need
Yeah.
like the big stars coming in or whatnot.
Yeah.
But back then there was not a lot of small cons also. Only like recently they start popping up.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why we enjoyed those big ones like to the max.
Yeah, perhaps there's a appetite. Do we need a breakdown of the value of the ticket? Like, do we need to know where this money is going to?
I don't know, man.
Do they need to tell us like, okay, guys, you're paying for this because rental is super expensive, stuff like that.
That's a very good question, man. I don't think they need to tell us lah, but I feel like there should be some sort of like transparency also. Because if you are looking at price hike and then the space is the same, the number of boothers are roughly the same, then what is the price hike? Unless they're, maybe they can say like, oh, this convention they're charging us more, so we need to increase the price ticket a little bit. Then okay, fair. But if you're just increasing to earn profit, then I feel like that's not right lah. Maybe there should be some kind of transparency.
But then again, they are also running a business. Right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, like if they suddenly say like the tickets this year is like $40 or $50, it's like $10-$20 increase. Obviously, it's not. It's kind of like
But I think what will really hit the strike the middle is when we feel like $30 is worth it.
Yeah. I think hard to find that.
It's
I don't
hard.
know what everybody else's opinions are. Whether like $30 is worth. Let us know what you think. Like whether
what is the most worth it convention you have been to?
Yeah, been to and
paid more than $30.
Yeah, and will you pay $30 or $50 for a convention? Like, what's your opinion overall? Because like, I feel to find a sweet spot for $30, it has to have a lot of things, lor. It doesn't have to happen every other week or every other month. I know the big ones are once a year, lah. But it's just that because there's so many other smaller ones, it feels like every month we have something. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, will you pay $50 for a convention?
If there is interesting things.
Right.
If there's things that really make me want to say, I'm going to pay $50
See, the
for
tricky
this.
thing is if it's like I change it to like a Japan convention, then you're like $50, like maybe I'll pay it's Japan. Do you have that mindset?
I will go with a tourist mindset. Then I wouldn't mind spending the money.
Like $50 I'm here, then
I mean, nowadays the tickets to like maybe USJ, let's take US as Singapore.
Yeah.
Is it $80 to $100, right?
Yeah.
I think
but
so.
you actually got so many things to do, man. You spend a whole, right?
But I'm taking in context of like, you feel like it's worth your money.
I see, okay.
The value is there.
The value is there. That's why you're
for you
willing to pay $80 to
Correct.
spend on everything.
But they don't have to give us an entire theme park to spend $80 to $100, right?
Yeah.
But
So what makes I'm gonna ask you, what makes what is $30 worth of value?
Well, I think it's very difficult. I just want to preface this. It's very difficult for organizer to bring the correct things in. Because
audience is wide.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in the past, I feel like audience was not as wide. Like you had animes that stick out, and this anime, you bring something from this anime in, the crowd will go crazy.
Yeah.
Like when Attack on Titan first
Yes,
came
I was
out.
gonna bring that up. Yeah, the MAPPA, they brought the MAPPA.
Yes.
I can't remember the director or
the big guys from MAPPA.
Yeah, he
people
brought
were like,
a few
oh my god,
the guy with the eye bags. Damn, the guy didn't sleep.
the guy with the eye bags.
Yeah, everyone was excited for that. I think that was a really good highlight of the con. I think we all know what con that was.
Yeah, like there are times when this specific anime pops up, and you have to bring someone from this guy in. I think that is a precision strike, and then you know that this is
gonna be
value for money.
People will pay for that.
Right, but these days there's so many good anime and so many anime far in between. There's so much different flavors of anime.
Yeah.
You got the isekai, you got the
man.
you
There's
got
like a 10 word long anime out every 2 weeks coming out on Netflix.
Oh my God.
I leveled up, so I go to the dungeon, or I died, then I isekai, and I don't know, whatever, man.
The white truck hitting me.
Yeah, shit, bro. It's like every other week there's something like that coming up.
So I think as an organizer, it is very difficult to do a precision strike. But if they do, that's what will make the difference. But then again, it's very hard because, like, say for example, Chainsaw Man. Not everybody loves Chainsaw Man. There's gonna be people that don't like Chainsaw Man. Demon Slayer. Our last episode, we talked about it. There's a wide audience, but there's also a crowd that doesn't like fully enjoy it.
Very small lah. It's like one guy like me. Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I just think it's overrated.
Yeah, but I do understand the challenge of an organizer to bring in the correct things to showcase. And on top of that, they have to plan a year in advance. How are they going to spot a trend a year in advance? It's challenging. It's very challenging.
Imagine all the conventions had like the organizers have like an alliance, and then they can just like, hey, this month you're doing this, I won't be doing it this month, I'll do it next month, and then you will bring this anime, I'll bring that anime, so we don't cannibalize each other. You do your own thing, then let's have a good time for the entire anime enjoyers in Singapore. Isn't that perfect?
I think that would be a perfect world. But
I guess the world's not perfect after all. Yeah.
Everybody has people they don't get along with.
Yeah.
Right.
But the fatigue is there. I feel like everyone else also is sort of like, I don't know if it's a good problem. I feel like it's a good problem, right? Because like if there's so many conventions going on, then you get tired, you get bored of it. But it's also at the same time means that you have the options and you get to decide which one you prefer to go to and stuff.
True, you have as a consumer, you have options. What about this perspective of why are you paying money to spend money? Yeah, why do you pay money to enter to see the exhibits and then not exhibits? They are boothers and then buy more stuff, you know?
Yeah, I'm quite curious because there are some conventions, like this is like, I don't know, if you are an organizer, feel free to enlighten us, because there are some organizers or some events, right, they can host the event or convention for free.
Right. Outside of the anime convention.
Yeah, outside of the anime convention. There's a lot that conventions that are free and who held at the same space. So there's something missing that we don't know lah. So I don't know, but
perhaps we are.
Yeah, because there are some conventions like either at Suntec or Expo completely free. Then why are the big cons that we need to pay? Is there like because they need to bring in the artists, they need to pay a lot of money, you know?
Maybe you guys can let us know your views on this.
I mean, like, it would be good to know lah. We have no clue. I have no clue.
I have no clue too, but it's an interesting question.
Yeah, because I'm wondering also if there are cons that we don't need to pay, then why am I have to pay?
I have to pay.
I have to pay to.
Then I go in.
Pay stuff.
Then I buy posters.
Everything is paying, man. It's damn painful to be a fan, man. Look
painful,
bro. Look at all our collection. It's too much, but we are still paying.
We're still paying.
We are enjoyers.
Yeah. Okay. So much has been talked about. How do you think we can improve conventions in Singapore?
I don't know, man. This is kind of tough. How to improve conventions in Singapore? I mean, affordability is the best way, I guess, because like if it's affordable, then everyone can go to the convention, everyone can enjoy it. It doesn't have to have a specific sort of target audience, right? And then you bring in exciting stuff from overseas. That's also like the more stuff from overseas means we get to enjoy more stuff without going overseas just to enjoy them. So, you know, this kind of comes with like international artists is also good, and then have a good balance of like local artists.
Well, I feel like there needs to be more unique things to look forward to. Perhaps from their point of view, they can see something more unique than what we think. You know, we're not big convention organizers,
that's true,
so we do not really know. But what I do want to look forward to is like this convention has something super unique that I really want to go.
Yeah,
I don't want to miss.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't had that feeling. No, actually, we can't say I haven't had that feeling. I do
in a long time now.
I do have that feeling from time to time, but I don't have that feeling for every convention.
Correct.
So it would be nice to have that feeling for every convention and be like,
that would be great.
I don't want to miss it. I want to go.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I would go to like a convention with like limited edition.
Oh, we haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, exclusive stuff or just like maybe manga panels, original manga panels, signed autograph manga panels they are displaying. Like the Attack on Titan museum thing that they had back at the Science. I think that was great, man. I think if people can do that kind of thing.
You know what
as part of the convention, that would be like freaking solid.
Yeah. I think you know what is currently like kind of taking off is vinyl records. Anime vinyl records.
Okay, that's cool.
I think that's
a
cool.
whole another.
Yeah. So these are some unique things that we haven't seen in conventions.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if it exists in overseas conventions. I'm just throwing ideas out of my head.
Right.
Like these are some unique. Would you say subculture
lah, yeah.
that will reach into a very
I think it'll reach into a new audience because I'm thinking like I went to Comic Con once before, like in the US, and then I remember there was like a My Hero Academia exclusive like manga made released just for the convention. So things like that I think makes San Diego Comic Con like one of the biggest or even the #1 Comic Con in the world, right? But we don't have that kind of feeling when it comes to like the Singapore cons. You know, it's not like recognized or anything. But if we have that kind of like, let's say if they're able to work with the publishers to release like an exclusive cover, I think we see that for some comics,
they do,
like
they
Marvel
do.
comics, which
Yes,
is like great,
Marvel,
yeah. But imagine if we have that for like manga, like maybe one issue is like exclusive only to this particular con in Singapore, that would be perfect, yeah.
Special cover manga.
Yeah, correct, that kind of thing. Just for this convention.
Special colored figure.
Yeah. Then I think those more. I think we already have those, but the more the merrier. Especially for manga, I think we don't see that much in Singapore. But yeah, I remember buying one of the My Hero Academia's like exclusive cover only from Comic Con, and it's like quite sick. I had to queue up, but it's not like crazy queue or anything. You can buy it, you know. It's like accessible. Fun or even just posters or signed posters, you know.
Yeah, convention organizers, if you're taking this
that
idea,
feedback, man. And if you're
please send us some.
yeah, send us some. And I mean, if you're like a con goer, don't forget to let us know, like, you know, what makes you go to a con, and also what you feel like might improve the conventions like around nowadays lah. Like, give us your thoughts and opinions as well.
Okay, let's reach our final verdict.
Okay.
Do you feel like conventions in Singapore are going in the right direction?
Some conventions are going in the right direction. Some can be better. Yeah, I won't overgeneralize lah, but it's going to a pace where everyone can enjoy. But I hope it doesn't like comes to a point where certain conventions are so expensive and it's like premium, like becomes like a scalping culture. I think you know what I'm talking about, like toys, right? Then like people are queuing to scalp certain toys. That kind of culture is kind of ugly lah. I don't want to see that happening to like anime or like, you know, just people just want to enjoy stuff, and if you can see that more often, and then it's great lah. You have the options to choose which convention you want to go to, and yeah, hopefully things will stay affordable and we get to see more unique stuff.
Okay, for me, I think that the convention evolution era is at its peak now.
Oh, the arc, the best arc. This is the best arc.
This is the evolution arc.
Shit, man,
this is
that
the
means
arc
like,
where the character gets their main
like
power.
Eren is enjoying freedom.
And Eren's enjoying freedom.
But he didn't get a good ending and how?
Goku, he got his ending. He loved his ending, bro. He chose his ending, bro.
Hey, but so what's gonna happen if when it's at the peak?
Is it?
You're saying we're gonna get
You know, we might reach a new peak.
Oh, like
peak of the peak.
Shit.
You know?
Okay, right.
If you evolve, you go to the next peak.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So like this, I think this is the era where conventions find their new superpower, find their new strength, and move forward.
It's a good time lah.
It's a
lot
time.
of people are enjoying this, and
yes.
a lot of people are, I guess, willing to pay for some stuff.
For sure, yes. And people are willing to travel into Singapore.
Yeah,
just
that's
for
good to
certain
see. Yeah, that's
conventions.
good to see actually. Yeah.
So I think we're in an evolution era, and things are changing, and perhaps we are going for the better.
I hope so. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
What are we going to talk about next? Some juicy stuff.
Very juicy stuff, man. Very juicy stuff.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I love some
Devil fruits.
Oh.
All right, guys. See you guys on the next episode.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.